everyone. So I was asked by a friend to just start making videos of everything I make so that him and his wife can just start learning. They're subscribers and they would like to just learn everything I do. Well, I just made brown sugar this morning, and on the inside of brown sugar, when you make it yourself, you always get the bowl covered. And I'm not about to just wash that out and waste it. So let's make bread. Since we need sugar for the bread, let's just use the brown sugar. That didn't fit in my container. So, you got about half a cup in there and about a quarter of a cup all stuck on the inside. That will get me my 3/4 of a cup. So far here I've got 2 cups of water. I'll get a 1/3 cup, but first I'm going to melt and get all this brown sugar off the inside of the bowl so that we're not wasting it. Waste not, want not, as Grandpa always said. Ah, that's hot. Alright. Give the half a cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of water, and we've gotten all the sugar off the inside. So we have 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar to 2 cups of water, and I'm going to add my 1/3 cup of water. 3 cups of water. Get it all mixed up. Now this is really hot, so we're going to let it cool down to between 105 and 120. For those that don't have thermometers, it's when you can touch the side for a really long time or the water for a couple seconds without it being really, really steamy hot, and you don't want it to be too cool because otherwise the yeast won't grow. So we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, then we'll add the yeast and we'll be back. Alright, it has cooled down. So now what I'm going to do, I never make the same bread twice because who wants to eat the same thing every day? So I mix it up all the time, make something different all the time. Alright, we need 1.5 tablespoons. I grabbed the wrong measuring spoon. Alright, we need 1.5 tablespoons. So 1.5. And we're just going to let this sit for about 15 minutes because we like it to be slightly sourdough, and it's also good for your tummy. So we're going to let it sit on the sugar, warm sugar water, and it's going to grow and get big and bubbly, and we'll be back to get it all mixed up and start our bread. Alright, here we go. In here I've got 6 cups of flour, and we are going to make this super interesting bread. 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use Applewood smoked sea salt since we're using brown sugar for the sugar, and I'm going to be using home rendered lard for the oil. So let's get all this salt and flour mixed up good so when I pour in the water it doesn't kill the yeast. Alright, half a cup of lard or oil of any kind. Oil of any kind. Once you figure out your basic bread, you can start experimenting with all kinds of different things to do. And then flour and yeast. That's all these. Generally you need 6 to 8 cups. I think I'm just going to need the 6 cups today. It all depends upon the moisture in the air. All that. Look at that. 6 cups did it perfect. Not quite. But I'm going to do the rest of the mixing of the flour on my you got tons of flour on your hands so you're not sticking. Flour on the counter. We want to work the flour in. Quarter turn, fold in half, press. Quarter turn, fold in half, press. I've been kneading bread with my dad since I was little. He makes all of his own pizza dough. Those were always some of my favorite nights. And I started being allowed to knead the dough, so I've been doing it for years. Look at that. So beautiful. Springs back beautifully. Oh, it feels so soft. Perfect. Alright, now we're just going to put it in our container. This is non-GMO project verified cooking spray. I just use it because I'm lazy. Put it in there. Red towel. And let it sit for 45 minutes to an hour until it doubles. We'll be back. It's been rising for a little over an hour, about an hour and 5 minutes. It's doubled in size. I cleaned up the counter. Now there's new flour down. We're going to turn it out. You can just press it out if you want, but I like doing this. Makes it simpler and easier. My kids asked for a bunch of crazy breads. They like it sometimes when I do odd breads instead of just plain old sandwich style. So I'm going to take these little tiny bread pans. My son likes to have 2 tiny peanut butter and jellies rather than 1 regular. Alright. And then just roll it up. Pull it up, tuck the edges under. Crease and roll on the bottom. There we go. Next one. Roll it up. These will fill right up. Alright. Then I have these. You can use them to make your tortillas into little, like, taco bowls. But my kids love how they turn into these big, huge buns that if you turn them on your side and slice them, they kind of look like little stars. Alright, from the long side, and then we're going to completely roll this into a little ball. Remember, again, it's going to puff up. Then, just a plain old small one. This is a Pullman pan. Generally, I don't put the top on it because we like it when it puffs up nice and tall. Alright, roll up the final bit, tuck under the edges, put it in. Now this isn't going to puff up real huge because there's not a lot of dough in there, but it'll puff up nicely. I'm going to lay the bread towel on top of it and let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. Everything will about double in size, and then we'll bake it in the oven. We'll be back. Ooh, look at that. It's been an hour. Spray all these down. You can brush them down with butter or oil or lard. I just use this spray. Quick and easy, I'm lazy. Into a 350-degree oven for 35 minutes or until they're hollow inside. We'll be back. Alright, it's been 30 minutes and a couple of them are ready to come out. Ooh. The edges of a couple of them baked together, that's okay. Look at that. So beautiful. We're going to let it sit and cool. Ooh. For 5 minutes. And then we'll pull them out of their pans. And then we'll let them cool down all the way. And then we'll slice them. We'll be back. It's been 5 minutes. We're going to pull these ones out of their pan. That one needs to sit in it for a few more minutes because that just came out of the oven. Oh, beautiful. Now, if you're going to be doing these ones, you're going to want to make sure you set them very carefully so that they don't fall and crush. This had an air bubble. Look at that. Alright, here we go. We're going to let them cool down completely and then we will slice them and you will see how easy it is to take the simple bread recipe and change up just a couple of simple things and get wonderful tasting bread, a wonderful variety, and still just as simple and easy. It's been about 20 minutes. Now, not everything is completely cool. It's mostly cool, but it's not completely cool. And we want to put it in our bags now so that our crust is already starting to get a little dry, and that happens in the cooling down process. So, I get these little bags at the Big Blue not discount, but Big Blue family shopping store. I get these there. They're twist tie bags. It's like 100 of them for like $1.25, and these are just perfect. And all I do is put the bread in the bag when it's mostly cool. And then it'll stay nice and soft and easy for whatever you want. Now these here, remember I use those as seen on TV taco things to make taco salad things. But I make them into bread. My kids call those plumber star bread. Because if you look at it, it looks like those stars you see in that plumber game. Anyways, these, if you cut the top out and down into the center, and you put soup in it, and some cheese in it, and gently set the cutout part back on top, and bake it in the oven for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Oh, they're wonderful little soup and bread bowls. Alright, thanks for coming along on this twist on basic bread with basic tools. And we'll see you next time. And remember, stay positive. Bye.